Hi, Shavua Tov. B'ezrat Hashem, I'd like to start this week with learning something from this week's Parsha, Parshas Yisroi, a Parsha of Kabbalah Satira. So, B'ezrat Hashem, we'll learn something from Rabbi Biderman. The Naum Elimelech translates the beginning of the Aseret Dibros from Parsha Shmois, first two psukim, Vayedaber Elokim et kol hadvarim ha'ele. Hashem said that the purpose of the Aseret Dibros and all the mitzvahs of the Torah, Le'emor, is so people will be able to say, Anochi Hashem Elokecha, and to believe in Him. For this is the Zgula of the 613 mitzvahs. They bring Emunah into our hearts. In the Musaf of Rosh Hashanah we say, of Torah Ketov, Le'emor, Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. Rabbi Cheskel of Kuzmir explained it as follows. Of Torah Ketov, the purpose of everything written in the Torah is Le'emor, so people can say Hashem Echad and believe in Hashem. The Zohar calls the 613 mitzvahs eitzes, because the mitzvahs are good counsels towards attaining Emunah. The Meir V'Shemesh on Kisavai writes, I heard from the Rebbe of Neshvitz, Zachrenu Bracha, that people go to tzaddikim for several reasons. Some go because they want to learn how to daven with awe and love of Hashem. Others go to tzaddikim to learn how to study Torah Lishma. There are those who want to attain madrigas in Avodas Hashem. But all those aren't the primary purpose. The purpose of going to tzaddikim should be to know Hashem and to be aware of His presence. This awareness doesn't have a limit. The more one knows Hashem, the more he realizes that he doesn't know anything at all. Every day he will seek to increase this awareness more. Israel said to Moshe in Shmois 18:19, I shall advise you, and may Hashem be with you. Tzaddikim explained by Derech Remes that Israel was giving the following advice. Always have Hashem on your mind. Hashem should always be in your thoughts. Rav Nisim Gaon told the following story. It's from Sipuri Maises. A very wealthy man wanted to find a poor person, someone with no hope in life, so that he could give him a lot of money. He thought to himself, that will be a good deed I can take to the next world. After all, I won't be here forever. He took a substantial pack of money in his hand and began his search. His pursuit of a pauper proved harder than he thought it would be. He spoke to many poor people, but they all still hoped for a better future. One poor man received money here and there from his uncle, and another had a low-paying job, but that also was something. These weren't the poor people he hoped to find. One day he came upon a pitiful sight. An extremely poor person was searching through a garbage for food. The wealthy man approached him and said, It seems that you don't expect to ever have a good day in your life. You probably think you will always be poor. It isn't so, the poor man replied. I haven't lost hope. The world has a creator, and he can help me. The wealthy man realized his search for a hopeless individual was in vain. Even this poor man thinks he will one day be saved. So he buried his bundle of money in a graveyard. Many years passed, and this wealthy person lost all his money and became poor himself. He went from door to door asking for handouts. One day he remembered that he had buried a large sum of money in the cemetery and went there to unearth it. But digging up graves was against the law, punishable with hanging. Police saw him digging in the graveyard, thought he was digging up a grave, and arrested him. The court found him guilty, but before meting out justice, the court granted him permission to speak with the mayor and plead his case. This courtesy was given to all people convicted in court. He said to the mayor, I wasn't digging up a grave. I was looking for my own money. I buried it there many years ago. You see, I used to be very wealthy. I wanted to give a substantial amount of money to a poor person who had lost all hope. I walked around the streets for a long time, but couldn't find such a person. Everyone told me he had hope. There was even a poor man who didn't have food. I found him rummaging in the garbage. It was pitiful. But even he told me that he hadn't lost hope because Hashem could do anything. He told me that Hashem could make him wealthy. I didn't find anyone to give the money to, so I buried it in the cemetery. The mayor smiled and said, "Don't you recognize me? I was that poor man you found rummaging in the garbage." I trusted that Hashem could help me, and now you see I was correct. Hashem brought me up the ladders of success, and now I am the city's mayor. Let's learn from the story never to lose hope, because Hashem can do everything. The Nesiv Shalom of Stonim, Zachrein Rocha, told the following incident, which he remembered from his youth in Baranovich, Belarus. A German soldier ordered Eden to line up and face a wall. The Nesiv Shalom's father asked his son to bring him a cup of water. He wanted to say Shakol before leaving the world, because it is written in Sforim that it's very good for one to say Shakol before he passes away. With his lavus and with a lot of kavana, he said Shahakol niya b'dvarei. Immediately afterwards, they heard shooting from behind. They turned around and saw that the Belarus army had arrived, and they killed the evil soldiers who had intended to kill them. Their lives were saved. A man came to the father of Nesiv Shalom and said, "You saved our lives. With your Shahakol, you performed a miracle." The father replied, "It isn't a miracle. I just said Shahakol with emunah that Hashem does everything. This emunah saved us." Because it's written in Mishnah, in Brachos 6:2, it says, "Al kulam im omer shakol nihya yaitze." For everything, on all food, when one says shahakol, he is yaitze. So Tzaddikim explained, for everything, for any sorrow, if one can say shahakol nihya b'dvarei, that it has happened by Hashem's decree, Yaitze. He leaves his troubles. And that's what happened. Rabbi Yecheskel Abramovitz, Zachrein Levracha, told the Frierdiker Rebbe, Sixth Lubavitcher Rebbe, that when he was in Siberia, one morning he woke up, said Moide Ani, and then asked himself, "Why do I praise Hashem for giving me another day of life? What purpose does my life have? I don't have mitzvahs to perform, I don't have tefillin, and I don't have a Gemara. Why should I live?" But then I told myself, I have a munah, and to live in Siberia with a munah is a great service for Hashem. My emunah certainly gives an achas ruach to Hashem. For emunah alone, I decided it is worth living. The Frierdiker Rebbe replied, "Rebbe Cheskel, it is worth it for HaKadosh Baruch Hu all the hardships and sorrows of his beloved children in Golus just to hear those beautiful, sweet words of emunah." Thank you for joining. I wish you all a successful week.